Why most people will never be happy. The Stoic truth nobody wants to hear. Imagine giving someone everything they ever wanted: more money, a bigger house, a luxury car, fame, status, the perfect relationship. Now ask yourself, would they finally be happy forever? Most people instinctively answer, yes. But history tells a very different story. Some of the richest people battle depression. Some of the most famous people feel empty. Some who achieve every dream they once had still wake up feeling that something is missing. Why? Because happiness has never depended on having more. It has always depended on seeing differently. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth. If anyone had a reason to believe wealth and power created happiness, it was him. Yet his greatest lessons were never about becoming richer. They were about becoming wiser. Today, you'll discover the uncomfortable Stoic truth about why most people never find lasting happiness, and how you can avoid making the same mistake. Stay until the end, because the final lesson may completely change what you spend your life chasing. Introduction. Every morning, millions of people wake up believing the same promise. Once I achieve this next goal, I'll finally be happy. So they work harder, earn more, buy more, compete more. And yet, the feeling never lasts. For a few days, maybe a few weeks, life feels exciting. Then the excitement quietly fades. Another goal appears, another destination, another reason to postpone happiness. The Stoics recognized this pattern long before modern psychology gave it a name. They understood that the human mind naturally adapts to success. What once felt extraordinary soon feels ordinary. That's why chasing external happiness becomes an endless race. No finish line, no lasting satisfaction, just another mountain after the one you finally climbed. The tragedy isn't that people fail. The tragedy is that many succeed and still feel empty. The question isn't, how can I become happier? The real question is, why does happiness keep disappearing? That answer begins with understanding the greatest illusion of modern life. Part 1. The world sells you an endless dream from childhood. You're surrounded by one powerful message. You are not enough, not successful enough, not attractive enough, not wealthy enough, not accomplished enough. And luckily, the world has a solution. Buy this, achieve that, become more. Only then, you'll finally feel complete. It's an incredibly convincing story because sometimes it works, temporarily. A new phone creates excitement, a promotion creates pride, recognition creates confidence. But notice what always happens next. The excitement fades, your expectations rise, and the cycle begins again. The Stoics refused to build their lives on temporary feelings. They knew that if your peace depends on constantly acquiring more, you'll spend your entire life feeling that what you already have is never enough. Real freedom begins the moment you stop asking, "What else do I need?" and begin asking, "What have I been overlooking all along?" Part 2. Comparison is the thief of contentment. Imagine running a race, but every few seconds, you stop looking ahead. Instead, you keep turning to see how everyone else is doing. Who is faster? Who has more? Who is ahead? Eventually, you lose your rhythm. You become frustrated. And before long, you forget why you started running in the first place. This is how many people live, not according to their own values, but according to someone else's progress, Social media has made this even worse. Within minutes, you can compare your life with hundreds of people. Someone is traveling, someone just bought a new home, someone is celebrating success, someone seems happier than you. But here's what you never see: their doubts, their failures, their loneliness, their anxiety. You're comparing your everyday reality to someone else's carefully selected highlights. The Stoics believed comparison was one of the quickest ways to lose your inner peace. Marcus Aurelius never tried to become another emperor. He focused on becoming a better version of himself. That is the only comparison that truly matters. Ask yourself, am I wiser than I was yesterday? Am I more patient? More disciplined? More honest? Those questions build character. The others build insecurity. The moment you stop measuring your life against everyone else's, you begin experiencing a freedom that money can never buy. Part 3. Pleasure and happiness are not the same. Most people spend their entire lives confusing these two ideas. Pleasure feels good, but it doesn't always make life meaningful. Imagine eating your favorite meal every single day. At first, it feels amazing. After a while, it becomes ordinary. Eventually, you stop appreciating it altogether. This is the nature of pleasure. It always fades. The Stoics understood that if your happiness depends only on pleasure, your happiness will always be temporary. Marcus Aurelius didn't seek a comfortable life. He sought a meaningful one. There's a profound difference. Comfort asks, how can I avoid difficulty? Meaning asks, how can I grow through difficulty? Pleasure disappears the moment circumstances change. Purpose remains, even during hardship. That's why some people smile despite having very little, and others remain miserable despite having everything. One has discovered purpose. The other is still chasing pleasure. And purpose will always outlast pleasure. Part 4. Gratitude changes everything. Imagine waking up tomorrow without the things you forgot to appreciate today. Your health, your eyesight, your ability to walk. The people you love, how much would they suddenly be worth? Probably everything. Yet because these blessings are always present, your mind quietly stops noticing them. This is one of the greatest illusions of human nature. We become experts at counting what we lack, and beginners at appreciating what we already have. Marcus Aurelius practiced gratitude every day, not because his life was easy. Far from it. He faced wars, disease, political betrayal, and the enormous burden of leading an empire. Yet he understood something remarkable. Gratitude doesn't require a perfect life. It requires a different perspective. The moment you begin appreciating ordinary moments, they stop feeling ordinary. A quiet morning, a meaningful conversation, fresh air, a peaceful night's sleep. These simple gifts often bring more lasting happiness than expensive possessions ever could, because happiness grows where gratitude lives. Part 5. Happiness is the result of a good life. Most people believe happiness should come first. When I feel happy, then I'll become disciplined. When I feel motivated, then I'll start improving myself. The Stoics completely reversed that idea. They believed happiness is not the starting point. It's the outcome. Discipline comes first, integrity comes first, kindness comes first, wisdom comes first, and over time, a quiet, lasting happiness begins to emerge. Not because life becomes perfect, but because you become stronger. Marcus Aurelius didn't wake up asking, how can I feel happy today? He asked, how can I live according to virtue today? That single question transformed his life. Because a meaningful life creates a deeper satisfaction than temporary pleasure ever could. When your actions match your values, your mind becomes peaceful. And when your mind is peaceful, happiness no longer needs to be chased. It quietly follows. Conclusion: most people never become truly happy. Not because happiness is impossible, but because they spend their lives searching in the wrong places. They chase more money, more approval, more comfort, more pleasure, while overlooking the one thing that truly matters: character. The Stoics believe that your greatest achievement isn't becoming the richest person in the room. It's becoming the wisest, the calmest, the most disciplined, the most grateful, because those qualities remain, even when everything else disappears. Remember this: the happiest people are rarely those who have the most. They're the ones who need the least. The moment you stop asking life to make you happy and start asking yourself to become better, your entire world begins to change. If you're choosing to build a meaningful life instead of endlessly chasing happiness, leave one word in the comments: grateful. Let it remind you that the greatest treasures in life are often the ones you already possess. If this lesson inspired you, subscribe to Stoic Mindset and continue exploring timeless Stoic wisdom, modern psychology, and practical habits for building an unshakable mind. Because happiness isn't something the world gives you. It's something your character quietly creates.